The first you have to learn now is this. Everybody make a table and move your spine a little bit. Yeah. So getting stick is actually you getting your spine compressed with your nose to your butt. So what I want you to do right now first is just make like a cat and a cow. Put your chin as high as possible, lower your shoulders. Yeah. And now try to really make a hollow back. So some of you right now are doing this already. You're here with your shoulders, lifting the head, and doing this. This versus this is a complete difference. Yeah. So just move your spine a little bit, and then bend and make a hollow back, a round back. Do this a few times. Okay, and I want you to be aware about this. When you move your body, there's I call the kinetic chain. For example, what I'm going to show you, if you're here and just doing this is a difference than being here, first raising the head up, then lowering the shoulders, at the same time you lower your back. That's a different thing. And the reverse also, you first bend your neck and you feel how your neck starts to move the rest of your spine. And then you do this. So now do that please. First move your head and start let the spine follow. So you drive as high as possible and you pull back. Okay, good. Now another example of this. Try to get up. And this, I got the idea for this a while ago. They asked me in my city to teach a class about fall prevention and break falls for seniors. So from 50 to 90-year-olds. And actually, everybody as parents, yes, you should be teaching them this, because one of the most death causes is people falling, breaking a hip, not getting up, freezing to death, or actually falling, going to the hospital, and then slowly deteriorating and never getting out. And you cannot really teach break falls to people who don't know how to fall, or like a 70-year-old, whenever they sports, you're not going to teach him to fall, but you can teach him to get up. So, and just another example of how the kinetic chain works. I want you all to try just now laying your back here, and it's always the first exercise I give everyone to break fall. Huh? So you never want your head to touch the floor. If you have a big head, so sometimes 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, they have a very big head and they cannot really get the head up. So then you cannot teach them to break falls. So what I teach them first is here, lift the head up. If you can lift the head up, then you can now safely fall. So lift your head up. See, here, bring your shoulders as high as possible. Stretch your arms and start bending your spine yourself. And try that. And then try the difference with, keep your shoulders completely up like this, and then try to get up like that. That's way harder. So you clearly feel how moving the head first, then the shoulders, and the rest of the body brings everything in motion. You feel? Now just as an extra, teach your parents to do this when they're laying down. Lift the head, lift the shoulders. Some people cannot really get up. Then you lift your legs up. You wobble, hands on the floor, step. And now they can save themselves when they fall. That's like a very good exercise. So now we're going to go to the end of it. Please Francesco. So Francesco is going to... Can I stick you first? Yeah? Okay, thank you. So first you're going to be... Put your head there, please, Francesco. The absolute worst thing you can do to yourself over time is trying to push people away when you get stacked. This is the number one cause, I believe, for herniated discs in Jiu-Jitsu. This look, you're not going to do that for Francesco has a neck problem, yeah? So if I'm going to start putting Francesco's knees towards his shoulders and lifting his butt up, tell me when it's enough, okay? Yeah. This is actually very important we do this because Francesco is injured on his neck. But I will still try to stack him when I roll with him, just in a gentle way that he can say stop on time. So never ever ever be the guy that starts to drive forward like crazy and run someone over like a train. There's two reasons why I would not do that. First, we want to protect our partner's neck. But if it's competition or a more important thing, and you start to run him over, okay, that person in front of you, he will roll over his neck, injure his neck, but still carry on the fight. And the day after he will have a sore neck. That's what happens. I never tapped for the sore neck, but I have suffered the day after. So you tell me to stop, okay? So I'm going to go slowly forward, see? And start to bring his butt. Here it is, that's your max? Okay, good. So that's okay. Now what Francesco never should do from here, push your hips slowly up, please. it starts to get worse for your neck, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And now my weight is still below him. So right now my stack that I do to Francesco is not enough to start passing his guard. Because if I get here, see, Francesco can slowly start to walk away. And it's very good. What you should never do is this. I'm gonna suffer one for all of you. So so here, please bring to the edge, please. And it's still early, so I'm not so loose yet. More, and freeze. If I now start to push up, that already hurts my spine. And then Francesco can just use it to his advantage also. If I push my hip up, go with your head also, Francesco, please. Make it straight, please, in the beginning. So, and I keep going forward. See? That becomes, your neck is a joint. And you should not break that joint, obviously. Now there's a big difference between where you put yourself, if you put your head sideways or in the center. So you should never be stacked center to begin with, but we're going to still go there right now to make it very bad for us and then go back from there. So look, Francesco puts his toes on the mat, slowly starts walking forward, and you're going to go, and freeze. Now go a bit more, Francesco, freeze. And now listen to this. If I stretch my neck, I got a bit more space, but keep walking, please. Actually, this makes the stack worse for me. What I want you to do is from here, keep the pressure, Francesco, is to put your chin lower like this. And this you're gonna feel also alleviates the pressure and makes the feeling in your neck a bit better. Fine, please. So, one more thing, just so we say the correct thing. Is it extension or flexion what I'm doing with my neck now? Sorry? No, it's flexion. It's weird, eh? But your neck actually gets longer when you bend it. So this is extension on the neck, and this is flexion. Okay, so I have to say the correct thing. So now what I want you to try is to get to the end of the please go one more time. I want you to go to as close as possible to the stack, and your part on the sides how far it is. But for some it will be toes on the mat. I can do toes on the mat in a few hours, not in the morning. So you can walk, so slowly walk forwards. Here, stop, yeah. Now I want you to extend your neck fully. So bring your chin closer to your better or worse?
A bit better.
Yeah. And now flex it. Worse. Yeah. Because you make your lever bigger and you get more pressure on the neck. Okay. So try this, play with it a little bit, and then we come back here and we have the next layer. Okay? Thank you. So guys, do this. Look, trick. Lay down, please. Some of you do it different. Look, some of you are now putting your hands in the knees. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. But here, look at, push a bit back with your legs. People have the intention that it's hard to stop. So I like to walk with my knees, but for safety and because it's not about the technique today. It's just about healthy spine motion, I think. And it's easier if you just start doing this. Also for you, open your elbows far. Yeah. And now, extend your neck and see how far we can go. It actually already makes sense. Look, do this, and your head is already on the floor. Extend your neck, yeah. More. And so they go. It's way easier, right? That's it. Even more. Yeah. And it makes total sense because if your spine is doing this and you start doing that, then it fights against itself. But if you keep, well, that's the point, okay? Try please. Have a look. Francesco, I need someone extremely flexible for the moment. You come here. So, what's your name, please? Joe, lay down, please. So, Joe asks me, I go completely to the edge, and I still feel some pressure. Well, there is a limit to it. Your body is not really meant to be there. My kinesist, so my physicist, told me, ask him, what is a good posture? And he says the good posture is always the next one. So there's not a single good posture. That's why when we sleep, we keep moving around. Our body is meant to move. So if you keep someone in a position for a while, well, everybody dies from hunger eventually. Eh? So, okay, anyway. So you're also going to feel if you close your legs, it's going to be worse for you than if you open your legs far. Yeah? So open extremely far if you can. Now flex your toes a bit more. Good. Yeah? And if you can really get all the way your feet on the floor, that's great. That's a superpower that not many have. So now extend your neck fully. It's a bit better, yes? Mm-hmm. So now I can put more pressure on his neck, see, by driving my chest forward. And you're going to say stop to me, okay? Okay, good. Lift your feet up. So don't touch the floor with your feet. See now, see. Yeah. So lift your feet up, both. If you do this, flex your knees. Flex your knees fully. Don't touch the floor with your knees. If I now drive forward, see now all the pressure goes on your neck. Yeah? But if you manage to put your toes on the mat, see, then you can stop that. Now look, this is like, stacking is like the number one thing you should always try to look for when you fight a partner. If you fight someone standing, you try to bring the nose to the butt, that's a standing stack. Yeah? This is the stack here decides all my passing. The only way you're ever gonna pass a flexible, fast guy is through stacking. And they can stay here for a while. Now, how is passing work? Look, anytime, so I have to get to his side, yes? If I start to move over here, okay? No, keep the feet on the floor. Look at me, but while moving your head away. No, you're not listening. Yeah, move your head away. See, more, freeze. See, and I can keep moving away, around here. Keep moving your head away, please. Keep moving your head away. And I will never catch up. Then the guy will say, let's now become the dog chasing the stick. Let's go the other side. And guess what happens? He will always keep moving away. And if I keep chasing, eventually your forehead comes to the floor. You're able to go to turtle or whatever. For better or worse. I think that's worse for me if he manages to turtle. Yeah? So, what I have to do, the whole idea of passing is always, I put pressure forward. See, and he alleviates that. But like I said, even the most flexible person will not want to stay here forever. I have to blow the shoulders, push forward, and now look, he brings his head to one side. And if I allow your head to go free, now you're out, yes? So my goal, when you go on one side, is to block your head and keep your butt above the head, a bit more here. And then on top of that, look, I always work in two ways, saying this, like this, an altruistic reason to everything I do, and a selfish reason to everything I do. Altruistic, I don't want to hurt him. And selfishly, I want to pass his guard. But actually, do I want to pass his guard? Why in the hell should I pass his guard here? This is better for me than a guard pass. So, you want to keep him here forever. And now start to lift your feet up, please. Okay? And you start to move him. But even here, I don't want to open him. I will literally keep him here forever until he gives me what I want. So, while making your technique better, more effective, you also make it more safe. And that's like the ideal thing you want, you know? Let's now say he does sneak his head out the other side. Okay, that's the moment you can start passing your hand. But I still won't want to give his foot on the floor because he can start moving again. More than anything, in Jiu-Jitsu, how do all injuries happen in Jiu-Jitsu? It's always through moving a person against the will of his body. In a way that the body is not designed to move. That's how you injure people. So big adjustments, big injuries, big potential injuries. Small adjustments, small potential injuries. So whenever you're stacking someone, both for your pass and for his safety, make it very slow. Now, feel that mechanic. So what you're gonna add now, you're gonna start more extending the neck. So flexing as you understand it, put the shin more to the chest. Your legs far open as possible. If you manage to put your toes in the mat, I want you to look, when I push forward, I'm trying to drive your butt over your neck, yes? But you can use your toes in the mat to put pressure back on the butt. Exactly. And now you alleviate more stress on your neck. You can do the same with your elbows. Plant your elbows on the floor, here, and really push them into the mat. And you can use this now to flex your back a bit more and extend your neck more. Feel this? Mm-hmm. Now it's way harder for me to get through this. Now whenever I start, so I can stay here for a while, and don't get me wrong, I'm winning the fight here. Yeah, you're really at my mercy. Yeah. But, okay, let's now say I start to go a bit sideways, you move your head out. Oh, great. I'm gonna chase the carrot to the other side, and you move there. And now you can start to play a bit with how far this goes. If I now keep pushing, put your knees to the floor. No, don't. Just this knee. See? I put this heel on the floor, the heel. Yeah, good. And when I start pushing, you can start to sneak your head out. And go to turtle, sideways turtle. Don't put your knee, okay. So I need to be here. Then you put your head out, see? You bring your foot to the floor. And you go to an active turtle that's safer to move. Okay? Play with this a bit more, please. Now it's mostly about feeling comfortable in the end range. And I go back from there. So if you go with your leg is bad, yes?
Yeah, and lower back.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. And I'm a complete white belt. First day, and and I breathe like that. You should say, hey man, maybe you should not have this
Freezing.
And if you're trying to win world championships, then you cannot do that, obviously. But you have to please see, like, why you're doing jiu-jitsu is to make it's probably to make your life better and funner, and there is no point in doing that. So I will. It's like this. When I go with someone the first day ever, okay, I will. If someone breathes and I feel it's not controlled, I will never give him my arm. And I tell them also, look, man, okay, you want to have a fun roll with me, you're gonna have to learn to relax. If not, I'm gonna cook you or not do anything. Okay? I'm not trying to win trophies of the gym. Yeah? So I'm gonna see how far you can go, because I think you can go a bit further. And we're gonna see how far, yeah? Okay, good. Open your elbows as far as you can. Put pressure into your elbows. Is it better or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. You give yourself a bit more space. And now lift your neck up, please. No, like sorry, your head up.
Yeah.
Flex it more. See how you can still go a bit deeper. Press more your elbows. Beautiful. You okay? Good. That's it. That's your limit. Okay. So guys, everybody come here, please. Oh, it's good. You're doing great. That's fine. What's your name, please? Mark. Thank you, Mark. So look. So Mark says I have a bad spine. My neck hurts a little bit. And to be honest, this class is now going a bit of a different direction than I planned. And that's fine. Because I think the good class is always adapted to the crowd. Yeah? So that's good. So here, what you could do to make it easier for yourself a bit, and also prevent my pass later, is open your knees. Yeah? Good. And whenever you open your knees, you still want to have pressure on those knees. How to get pressure on your knees is by actually here, bringing your feet more inside and open your knees more. Yes, good. Put more pressure. Beautiful. That's it. So now here, I can start now. Never ever ever do this, please. As an attacker, eh? Don't do this. So I'm gonna show it without. No. Never do this when you attack someone. Anyone? This is one of the best cues I think I can give you when you fight is stop moving your partner through space. Keep your partner where he is. For self-defense reasons, if you're on the street, on the sidewalk, and you get attacked, and you sort of move your partner, even with a tailor or whatever, you end up on the street, take him down. Good self-defense, yeah? Both that. You're in a bar, you move your partner to the street, you hit him on the, you move a partner around, hit the table, hit whatever. In training, how many times have you seen people propel themselves through the gym with a single leg, with a double leg tailor up, and they don't not even worry about what's happening? I believe, this is what I came to find out the last few years, that all the jiu-jitsu is about rotations, controlling rotations. How would you push like a screw inside the table? You catch it and you start to screw it on the spot. Okay. So all my pressure, so I should go down and inward or outward.
Yeah.
Rotations are good because you can chain rotations together. Straight punches cannot be chained, but diagonal, like things that you rotate, they can always be chained together. I can talk more about that next to the mat. Yeah. So the whole point is for me. When I want to stack, I'm gonna make it. So I want to go forward, and here, see, I want to rotate, hinge, and then start to pivot, and that drives the pressure inside. For your perspective, to make it, you have to give yourself more space in the end range. So put your elbows on the floor, okay? And now, keep your hands directly above your elbows. I'm gonna go a bit more further. Wait for it, see, and to make it more interesting for you to pass the guard. Okay? Stop pushing the legs and just put your hands below the shoulders here, make cups. Put your toes on the mat and slowly start to walk forward with closed legs. Don't open them. Start slowly to walk here, and you go over his neck. Yes? And now we're going to give Mark a bit more space. Mark, lower your feet, please, as much as you can. So, yeah, good job. And now from here, start to extend your neck, so more, and push your elbows into the floor. Okay? Do okay, then we can test how bad or how good it is with your partner. Lift your head a bit higher if you can. Can you lift higher?
No.
Okay, good. It's still keep actively lifting although you can. Because the fact you do this, even though it's not visible, engages the muscle and makes your neck safer against the stack. Yeah? So now, at some point, so listen to this, everybody tries to escape the stack by going backwards. And that's a good thing. But we're going to talk more about well, sorry, I went ahead of myself. What I want you to try now is when I go all the way forward here. So Mark, now slowly, very slowly, gonna make it bad for you. Yeah? Push your hip up, please. If you start to push, what I should do as a partner on my side, release my head, please, would be to go up, see, and keep this pressure forward. See, but I'm never gonna run him over like a train. The good player will escape, and the bad player will, well, the not as able person will injure himself. Yeah. And my goal is always to keep a forward drive, because now, Mark, you're going to show me the clue how to defend this. Imagine bend your knees here, and now, slowly, put pressure on your feet a bit, please. Good. And slowly walk backwards. Yeah, good. Now, when you walk backwards, you want to try to get very minimal motion. So, Francesco, can you stick me again, please? Thank you. So, this is going to be the next step. You're going to go all the way in. Okay. Here. More. Freeze. And now Francesco, let's say, did not block my shoulders, okay? Or his hands are a bit further. Put a bit more pressure, please. More. Freeze. More. Freeze, yeah. So this only works if his weight is a bit below me. What am I going to do now? Elbows on the floor, chin up. See here? So first I flexed. Now I want to get out, so I'm going to put pressure on my elbows. Lift my chin up. Now I start to walk on my shoulders while keeping downward pressure with my feet. Make small wobbles, see, and try to go here. Okay. And then as I'm going here, see, this often happens that people start putting pressure. You try to push them away, and then look what happens. My hip gets brought over my head again. So what I want to do here is lift my chin up here and really drive my hip to the floor. Imagine I'm getting a straight spine, although I cannot get there. Keep walking forward, Francisco, and you get something like this. At the same time, start opening your legs, see, and squeezing your knees. And now go here. This end range here, so you're gonna now do it like 60-70% okay. Then in the end, I'm gonna define the end range here, and then you're gonna get the whole picture, I believe. Everybody got this or no? Yes. Okay, good. So don't push. Find a way to mechanically correct walk backwards and minimize your wobbles. Don't make big motions. Okay? Let's try. Okay, it could be this. No move.
Don't
move. Relax. Elbows on the floor. Lift your hip up. No.
Oh, the hip.
Wait. Relax. Put your elbows on the floor. Because now you're a bit dangerous for yourself. Open your elbow. Put your hands above your elbows, please. Put your hands over your elbows. Hands here. Hands like that. Okay. Now, lift your hip without moving me. Yes. Higher. I'm going to start to stack it. It's a very safe stack. Did you feel?
Yes, I feel good.
Now it starts to feel worse.
Yeah, worse.
So here, keep your feet on me. Put a little bit of pressure on your feet. If you start to raise your hip higher now, you make it worse for yourself.
Yes.
So what you gotta do, flex your feet here. Put some pressure on your feet. No, don't push me.
Don't push. Okay.
Keep structure. Put some pressure. Yeah. And now, from here, start to lift your chin up and slowly walk backwards. No, keep walking. That's beautiful. Now get your butt to the floor. Get your butt to the floor. Put your hip on the floor. Good. Chin higher.
To do that.
That's good.
You want to push on.
Thanks, understood.
Now slowly walk backwards. Beautiful.
This is the next target.
These are things because I want to really finish this whole class, yeah? And these things, I really recommend you to spend some time with a partner you trust and really explore that range. Yeah? Because what I see now, it looks correct, yeah? But it is not correct. And how can I explain this? For example, right, Francesco? Thank you. Okay. Look at, it's a whole kinetic chain. The whole body works together. Yeah? So if your legs are sloppy and you do this, yeah, okay, you will get somewhere if he's a merciful God. Yeah? But and then I get here and my spine is fully bent. Walk forward again, please, Francesco, and I'm dead again. Put your knees on the floor, please. Yeah. You have to think about guard like this. Okay, look. You never have to, whenever I say to people, especially beginners in the beginning, extend your hip, please. This hip extension. I always get this. Because people think it's synergy. Whenever people extend their hips, you're used to extend your knees also. Yeah. But it's two different things, and you have to really be aware of every joint and muscle separate. So when I'm here and I say extend the hip, that would mean this, that's hip extension. This is neck flexion and extension. So really be wary about all the cues. Now guard, you have to understand like this. Imagine Francesco is the floor. This is my head and that's the sky. And I'm laying like this. How would you call this posture? A squat, yeah? You never really squat like this. So you have to really watch out when people start passing your guard, they want to stop him from coming in. You can definitely let him do this, but at the price, so here I close space, at the price of letting the person, so then I inside space, but the person can come closer, for better or worse. Yeah. If I want to control more the distance and give more space, I do this, elbows on the floor, put your hands like this, neck up, and now I'm gonna lower my shoulders. And now I open my spine completely. And now if Francisco starts walking forward, look, I can either walk with him, see, or stop him with my head. And what I do usually here when people start pressing me is this, push, push, push. Now this would obviously not work on the street. This is just a sheet code of the mat we can use. So the whole point of the squat, of the stack prevention is to not let your spine flex at all. Yeah? So now we're gonna start that range. You're gonna be here. Close up, yeah. Freeze. First, fix the toes. Toes up, heels forward. So like this, active toes. Really drive this forward. That makes this structure stronger. Yeah. So I try to put my heels on the hips, activate my calves, elbows on the floor. Don't do this, because now the vector of the strength goes that side. You have to really plant the elbows into the floor, hands backwards. And now you're gonna lift your chin up, push your elbows to the floor and make a hollow back. And that's it pretty much. This. And now activate everything. Activating means engage all your muscles, but not to the point where you get tired. So that would be connection to yourself or form tension. So here, bum. And now Francisco starts to push, and I can use my head to move and even slide further. That's it. Okay? You test this with this. Next step, you can test it with your knees. So what will I do here? Flex my feet. Pull my heels to my butt without moving anything else. Elbows on the floor and I start to walk away. What I want to do now, look, anytime my knees get closer to each other, the pass becomes easier and my spine also becomes easier to manipulate. Because what is easier, a squat with small legs or a squat with wide legs? To some point, wide legs is easier. What I'm trying to get, like imagine Francisco, close your both hands please. Okay, now we have a problem. So what I'm trying to do is I'm not allow him to close his arms. So when I'm here, I'm going to try to walk and slowly open my legs. Keep pushing, pushing. That's it, see here. The moment I start to flex myself, I'm going to grab his head. Oh, now I get stacked again. And the end of the week, I'm going to have a class about the triangle from bottom, how to avoid getting stacked with a triangle. Because my main game is giving triangles to pass people's guards. Because people are so aware of their spine. Even at black belt that happens, because they always get away with it and they go for it, and they destroy their spine, they destroy their structure in the process, their posture, and they can use it as an easy pass. So keep this in mind. Whenever you reach for a head, you're actually making everything worse. Okay, that's gonna come back later. So everybody knows what to do right now? Okay, try this please. Let's go. Pulling your toes to your knees. It's not doing this once and then forgetting about it. You have to keep. If you do one time this, one time that, and don't add the rest, it becomes additive. If you do 1, 2, 3, then your posture multiplies the effectiveness. I don't know if it's a good way to put it, but that is what happens.
Well, I think I've learned in jiu-jitsu is just to completely avoid getting into this.
Let's start. This, you get your ass back on the floor. Then you are safe on the stack. Even lifting my hip a little bit up, I'm still being stacked. Here, the stack is over. The further I get away, get my feet fluid to the floor. Now I'm completely immune to stack, but now people can walk in and pass my guard. There is no free lunch. It's always a compromise you have to make. is close your knees a bit more. No, if you move it wrong, he's a silverback gorilla and a brittle old lady at the same time. And somebody, but you don't want to hurt the old lady, you don't want to piss off the gorilla. And so close your knees, open your feet. Feel the mechanic? Feel the difference? Activate this. And now drive forward and keep walking away. Yeah. Walk, and get your ass back on the floor. Heavy hips. Beautiful, that's it. If you can hook your feet below his hips right now, you're winning. Don't move. Flex your toes. Activate your calves. Open your feet as far as possible. Wait here. Keep your knees where they are, but bring your feet outside your knees. Beautiful. Keep this. Don't raise your hip. Now, raise your chin up. Good. Now, press your elbow to the floor. Chin higher. And now slowly put pressure on your heels. And do this without lifting your hip to walk backwards. No, don't push. Very slow. Chin up. Chin up. Walk forward. Walk. Open your elbows further. Elbows wide. Hello. Elbows here. Yeah, now you can walk actually. Beautiful. Get your hip to the floor. And time. So now, guys, look. Come over here, please. This is something you can explore in your free time, but I'm going to give an idea. Before, this is called a butterfly guard. Yes? Okay. And this is called the double under. And usually, what I aim for when I get double undered like this is I start to walk away. I'm going to show you later how to open the grips. Walk. Then put my both feet underneath his hips here. And now here, this is actually a butterfly guard. And you come up, and there is no reason. This is like like a purpose to fight from. And what I like to do, if the person's head is in the middle, is push myself forward. Those who did my breathing class will understand what I'm doing here. You flex, push forward, and start to do this and engage. Now Francesco might be triggered to choose an angle and push forward. That's what you need to do to start sweeping the person. Francesco is smarter than that. Francesco, I'm 100% sure Francesco from here will start fighting backward. Yes or no? Yeah. That's what he uniquely does. When we fight, always fight in both regions. But then when the person goes away, you have a chance here. You get arm drags. And of course, he has a game and I have a game. But let's say he starts to pass me this guard right now, this side. No, starts walking this side. This would be an opportunity to start getting closer and have all kinds of nice attacks here. So in the end, very often people have to slow down and actually realize how many more hidden positions there are. And it's something I talk about in my previous class also. Stop giving names to things. Because if you give a name to something, then people actively start looking for that thing. But in the process of looking for that thing, they forget everything else that doesn't have a name. And you forget many things if I would call this any fancy name for a guard, and it would be world famous, then everybody will start looking for it. That's how we get boogie chokes. And they're all valid, but don't put too much time into certain things, let's say. Okay, anyway, so now, so my whole goal, when I say stack, my early goal, when I start to push forward, is to scurry away, here, get my hips low, to the point I get my feet to the floor, feet on the hips, or feet inside. That's my in this plane. Now there's another option. Look, what I always have to watch out for is to the center. Go closely, Francisco. Just keep going. Put your weight completely over and like fully stack me. Yeah. And keep your chest forward, hands on the floor. Lift your knees up, freeze. Whenever this happens, now, if I cannot, a bit more over, freeze, I cannot go away. What I can still do, if Francesco would open his knees, is to, instead of pushing away, is to go bring my hip deeper and start crawling underneath. Here. Now, is this good or bad? Well, he cannot pass my guard from here. If I go deep enough, and I let's say he keeps walking, this would be the end of this. And go back. So then we can start, with these two rings, we can start playing. If I go deeper, and Francesco starts to walk backwards, I can start to walk away over here. He pushes forward again, can play with those two things. Now, obviously from Francesco's side, if he keeps his knees close to my butt, then becomes way harder to do. So there is always, never imagine this is a good position where I am. Yeah? Now go open again, please, Francisco. If you keep walking forward, I can go deeper. Now let's say from here, I have nowhere to go except deeper. But Francisco now can choose a rotation. When I choose a rotation, this allows me two things. I can either go for it, but now I will trigger him stepping over my head and trigger this pass. And this is better than getting your neck stacked. But, see, so although, look, go back to that. If Francisco does go over, please. Francisco starts to rotate, yeah? Me joining that rotation will actually give him the pass. So what I do here, bring my head inside and I start to go in. And now he cannot pass me from that side. And what I'm baiting now, I'm imagining a sweep to that side, on which moment Francisco might lower his weight. And that's the moment I will get out, and it becomes something like an X guard. Did everybody understand what I just said? Or no? There's a very, very different, but for all intents and purposes, if you're here just to protect your spine, and you go deep, it takes a rotation, okay, just go for it. He will step over your head. You can protect yourself, step over, at least your spine is still sound. Better to give it 3 points for the pass than thinking this is a guard, okay? But if you want to make it more useful in an actual competition or for points, or I think more in the game itself, you go deeper here, okay. He picks his side. This is a very important thing, look, so my knees are now pointing that side. If my shoulders also go point that side, now the whole game is inside there, he knows where I'm gonna go. But if my knees go one side and my upper body goes the other side, there's always a stand. Whenever you're in a position, you don't know what to do and the game is frozen in time, then do this, point your knees one side, upper body one side. And now I'm always ready for whatever's gonna happen. Francisco walks more there, grip, I get out here. Francisco knows now he goes the other side. Okay, and now my upper body can go out. So by pointing, and so everybody understands the implication of this. You know, you're here, now I can run there. I'm here, now I can run there. And if you point the same side, then you're 100% going somewhere, and the other door is completely closed. So by doing this, you keep both sides open. And if you think about it, Octavio, he fought even stand up like this, and that's the part that I'm exploring right now. And I found some stuff there, but not today. Try this, please. Let's go to the center. I cannot show you anymore. So I'm thinking now is when I'm here, I want to put my toes and drive into you, and I want to get my weight directly on top of you. Now walk to the center. I stop you here, and this triggers a backside rotation. Can use going over here. If my weight is on my toes, walk straight backwards. I can use this. If the foot's connected, I can use this pressure on you. Forward motion. That's the idea. This guy's very back here. Check out in the way. Now, you should go backwards. I think it's my throw up. You go back forward. You give a knee. You would never knee from here. So this explains why it's correct. Yeah? You go inside. Give a knee. Guy goes back. Bump. And the hip throw can be virtual, that can trigger the front wrist. Over here, we circle out. So we're going to have to do it. General! Guys, in general, many of you are fighting with their elbows over here. You cannot really actively walk. Really, you have to step with your elbows, you see? And also, stepping is not pushing. So whenever you do those warm-ups around the mat in your gym, with hip escapes and walking backwards, this is the correct thing to do. Stop doing this. You get too much friction. Imagine it's sandpaper. Here. Okay. You really walk on your joints. And at the same time, your rest guards will last longer. Okay? So go. What you do is flex your toes. Yeah. And I want you to open your feet. Make that so here. Keep one more here. Close your knees, please, and open your feet. And this will add pressure to Jan's elbows. You see? It's more. That's it. That's it. But now, the way your spine is, keep your head on the floor, chin super high. More. Good. Open space here. don't lift your hip, that's the opposite. Open your no. Don't move anything else. But it's hard because if you don't think about it, you don't get brain connections there. And then it's hard to get this more. Elbows here. Take a claw, take 2 claws. This also helps. And now really driving pushing your elbows. And this would raise your shoulders up and lift this up. More. And now use your head also. Now you can use this all, like, imagine it's a wrestling match. In theory, you would not, you will lose because you don't see it, but in theory, you will not lose because... Hey, ref, shoulder not touching the floor. That's it. So now I didn't talk yet about the side game. Yeah? Okay. So please here 1 second. I need someone flexible again. Please come here. I'm going to show you the absolute worst version of a stack. Okay? My best and for him the worst. So that's this. Where the head goes, the body follows. Yeah? But it's actually something people say, but you have to listen to the truth. The actual thing is, wherever any joint goes, the body has to follow. If I twist your finger, your whole body will gladly follow or not. Follow that finger, yeah? But the head is the most important because if you break your head, your neck, that's where you're gonna live in that small space, yeah? So keep this here. Okay. So now, anytime I'm stacking you and I can point your face away, that is not so bad. Because here, you are able to roll out. As a passer, I will never want to trigger that motion because now is when you get double-legged or at least give the person defensive turtle. If this will happen, I would want to keep my weight backwards. And if he rolls now, I have more of a chance, go, see, to at least arrive in a turtle that I can attack. Because the center, make a ball please, full turtle, is always hard to attack. Go back inside. So what I'm looking for when I'm passing, for example, in a gi, I would do this, relax please. I want to get his face pointing this way, see? And now his knees pointing the other side. Like I said before, now, well, I cannot pass either side. Because he is 50% going to either side, knees one side, face the other side. Whatever I push now, he's out. But I don't have to push him. And here I can literally, see, start to cook him forever. Okay? And now let's go deeper into this. Look, I could decide to go for a choke. Huh? So if I go for the choke, that might work, that actually does work. But the moment I go for the choke, his face is able to move both sides again. So, and the moment you start choking someone, it's like putting a finger on the cooking plate. What happens? The person is going to react. And when he reacts, then what happens? Then randomness happens, and maybe you cannot control that randomness. So I'm all about hurting people gently, but you unleash chaos. And you should never unleash chaos you cannot control. And if you want to think about the one art well, if you can call it an art, if you think about the one martial whatever, that unleashes chaos they cannot control, then you have to think about Krav Maga. That's chaos they cannot control, because you start punching. Okay, anyway, so you control the head and you start putting pressure. Okay, and now if I want to have the choke, if I'm gonna dig in right now here, now you get free to move again. So what I do, come back, I cook him here forever. And maybe I even get a tap here. But now, if you decide the pressure has been enough, move your head away, please. Move. Look, you give you the pressure. And this has implications everywhere. Because if you go for a choke and close guard, I always look to go for something like, for mount, for example, I like to go for something like this. And keep him. The moment you go for the choke, that's when you get bridged over. So if I can point his face away, and I'm gonna cook him here forever. Safely, slowly, but I'm gonna do what I want. If I do it slowly and controlled, I can even do it to my daughter. Because she can say, hey Papa, it's enough. Okay, thank you, then I stop. And then what I want to trigger is you lift your head up, because it's been enough. Look to the other side. And now is when you get your choke. Okay? Anyways, Francisco, please. So, we didn't talk here about the sideways motions. And so very early stack defense would be walk away. How do you give me a light? Here, so want to be with your knees below your hips, elbows here and up. And every time Francisco starts to walk that side, okay, now I can react in two ways. So you guys, Mark, you answer me, should I go inside or should I go away? Away. That is the obvious answer. And I knew you would say that, but it's fine. I put you on the spot, yeah? So okay, let's say I go away. What this does, is now Francisco will walk that side, go. And I will go away again. And eventually, each time you have a chance to recapture something. You become a dog running away from the stick. And it's the dog chasing the stick. So what I have to do when he starts to go this side, I pulse my elbow to the floor and I start to go in. So keep going, Francisco, please. Good. Now, this is very precise, very deep, and my open guard would do the exact same structure. Elbow on the floor, turn inside. This. Keep walking, Francisco, please. If you keep stacking me now, look, the moment I put my shoulder on the floor, now my guard will get passed. I keep this shoulder up, lift it up, keep passing. Good. Walk over me, please, Francisco. Keep walking, keep walking. This gives me inside space. Yeah? This is a bit more advanced to get, because it's more tinier details. Now, okay, keep going, please, Francisco. Good. Let's now say Francisco pushes me over, push me forward. Okay, advantage in IBJJF for him, but it's just subjective interpretation of whatever rule it is. So I can have options here to attack. As Francisco says, usually Francisco will spin over here before I can do it. So you can have a chance to play your guard again. Okay. Never have both shoulders on the floor. Then, lastly, stack me fully again, please, and go to the worst version for me. So I brought my face on one side. So this, put your elbow on the floor, on my face, and now push my knees there. Okay, always avoid this. So whenever you get stacked, do not look into the side where the guy is going. Look away. And I'm looking for getting my hands inside the armpits and something like that. Now for the second, Francesco. And now, because the sideways angle, I'm still sort of pushing away, but I try to sink deeper. Keep going. This gives me access to the elbows again, which you can use to get up. Usually it will trigger the person to go back where he came from. And then you have a chance to fight out again. In the end, look, I will post this video. You can re-see it. I'm willing to, each and every one of you, if you ask me on the side, I will gladly do this. Like we can go over it step by step. I can give you each a private if you like about it. But most of all, yeah, when you go to your back to your gym, yeah, put yourself there actively. Actually, first put yourself on the top and let people feel that you can stack someone safely without running them over like a train. And then be the one on bottom and slowly explore everything that happens there. Because you have to explore the end range to make it safe and to know where you're gonna end up. Yeah. And lastly, this is for all the coaches. This is something I've been playing with in my head. We have fundamentals in my class and we have regular classes. But in the end, it becomes a bit, in my gym what starts to happen, people who come to the fundamentals are just those people who happen to be available on that hour. It becomes actually the class plus 35 people with children and we don't really have time to go earlier. Yeah? So what I'm going to do now in the gym eventually, I think, is let some people teach and let all people who I deem danger to themselves and to the rest of the group because they are not controlled yet, yeah? To keeping them aside until they have control, and then you can release them into the wild. That's the idea, okay? So, any questions? No questions about anything? Then thank you, and that's it. That's the last part. I have still the right of 2 more minutes, apparently. So we can still try the last part if you like. I will show once again, really quick. Put yourself here and feel this structure out. So start to pass my guard, make it cross on the shoulder, go deep, and look away from the side where he's passing. And that's it. So play with this, please. Let's go. That's good. Yeah. See? Now, if he starts pushing forward, you can rotate this side. Lift your head up in this way. See? Forward always. Stay connected to this. Yeah, that's. And then someone will say, "Oh, it's a sweep. Oh, you deserve 2 points." Or will say, "Oh, you almost defended the pass. Now you get an advantage." But it is subjective interpretation of a referee. So, no points. Freeze. Take it across. Now don't put your hand on the floor. Yeah, good. And now try to control that object. So you have to find where he's out of balance and bring your head away from the side where he's out of balance. So his weight is there, now bring your head inside. This way. But not so far. Not so far. Stay connected, yeah? Someone say it or not? Me. If you go over, I go here. You go back, I go there. All have to break the weight. Okay guys, time. Is the next class. Ask me anything you want. The rest of the week I'm still here. So thank you. That's it.